Hello indie game fans, things are starting to get rolling with some fantastic games planned for launch this week, with a whole bunch of long anticipated titles to watch out for in indie gaming this week. We begin with the stylish turn-based RPG title Bravery Network Online, where you recruit a bunch of characters and go to war. It's essentially multiplayer Pokemon, but with some sick character designs, where the team composition and rock paper scissors style counter moves form the core of the strategy. I love the look of it, although the online component does worry me, but there is a single player story mode of sorts as well. It will be releasing in early access and is one to watch out for this week. I've had my eye on Voyage for a little while ever since I saw its trailer, since it's one of the most gorgeous non-pixel art titles, where its release did creep up on me as well. An atmospheric adventure game about the journey of two survivors searching for answers in some ancient ruins. The environments and world building are the key highlights, with hopefully a story and mystery to match.
The world of Ancardia, a large peaceful place where many kin coexisted for eons. Until hundreds of years ago, chaos broke out and began corrupting all life, till an unknown hero finally came face to face with Andor Drakon, the Lord of Chaos himself. Their mighty clash unleashed a cataclysm, turning Ancardia into a prison of interconnected dimensions. Traveling the mountains, shattered by this ruinous event, your journey begins in the Caverns of Chaos.
I've covered Ultimate ADOM, Caverns of Chaos a number of times, being the sequel to one of the traditional roguelike titles, Ancient Domains of Mystery, where the original developer is involved in this project. Very curious to see what's new with this, given that they had something like 20 plus years to think about it, possibly bringing back some sort of renaissance to this genre. A promising action-adventure title this week is Good Night Knight, one that incorporates some procedural generation for the dungeons and also Souls-like combat. It's not a roguelite with no permadeath, so for those of you who hate roguelites, that will be a relief, but as someone who's always down to check out games in this genre, it got my attention. Also a fan of tactics games, which made Gem Wizard's Tactics catch my eye. It uses hexagons and is self-described as the bumpiest, bounciest, and slimiest tactics game ever made, where a central part of the game appears to be pushing your enemies off the edge of the world. Love the character sprites, as well as how insane and zany this seems, case in point being the 3 factions of the Azure Order, some classic high fantasy knights, business demons who are involved in fracking, and potatoes who can somehow control the weather. Bigger Games of the Week begins with the JRPG title Fallen Legion Revenants, available on Switch and PS4 only, and being published by NIS America. It's a turn-based RPG where you control a party of 4 characters, but the button prompts on screen lead me to think that it would be similar to Indivisible or Valkyrie Profile, only more anime if that's possible, but it looks good and is a title of interest.
So we thought we had made peace, but some gems had other ideas.
This is our world.
Just as it should be.
Come on, team. We've got 2 prisms to find.
Next, the RPG based on the Cartoon Network series, Steven Universe Unleash the Light, was initially an Apple Arcade exclusive, but comes to Steam and all modern consoles this week. I myself have not watched the series, so I'm unable to comment, but based on reviews of the mobile version, this should be something for fans to look out for.
It's time to unleash the light!
Bumper crop of smaller games and ports this week, with 27 entries, beginning with the console versions of Anodyne 2 Return to Dust, where the PSX era inspired graphics will be nostalgic to some, but overall a very weird if interesting game.
Mr. Foreman, you have been called before this assembly of the College of Physicians to answer the charge of practicing medicine without a medical license. What have you to say in your defense?
Astrologaster is one of the best written titles, where you play as a quack doctor using astrology to prescribe cures to your patients, and this comes to Switch this week, so check it out if you have not.
Astrology. Since then, patients have come to me seeking treatment for their medical problems. To advise them, I find answers in the stars. I have many patients from all walks of life, and I think you will find, sir, that they are most satisfied with the quality of medical care I provide. It is only a matter of time before I gain my medical license. for I am not a quack, sir. I am a true doctor.
Silence! Constable, shackle this man and take him from hence to jail.
But, sir, pray afford me the chance to... unhand me, you rogue!
I did jump the gun a little when talking about Cathedral in my video on the best Metroidvania hidden gems, but here we are with the Switch port. Think Shovel Knight, but as a Metroidvania with a hint of Agalos, and you get the idea, being a must-play in my opinion.
We headed where man had never set foot before. To the most astounding archaeological find of our time. A civilization. A civilization hidden in the ice. It was then that it happened.
Chronicle of Innsmouth, Mountains of Madness is a very classic looking point-and-click adventure game, being the second entry in the series based on the works of Lovecraft, and is worth a look. The very strange Contraband Police gets a prologue demo where you play as a border officer and have to inspect incoming vehicles, although as with all simulator titles, there is the option to take bribes and such, which could be interesting. The Switch port of Doom and Destiny Advanced did surprise me, since this meta RPG is from 2016, and there's actually a newer entry in Doom and Destiny Worlds from 2020, but the developers have decided to go with this. Regardless, fantastic hidden gem of an RPG which is worth a play.
See you later, alligator! I have a story to tell. A story about a beautiful red meadow. Magical places. Valuable treasures. Fearsome creatures. An old man. His magic shield. And of course, an evil witch.
The action-adventure title Effie was pretty well received on PC and PS4, getting a port to Xbox One this week, where gliding around on the shield like a surfboard is one of the highlights, combined with a decent, if generic, experience. Glam is a pixel art precision platformer with a grappling hook, which looks suitably devious in its level designs, with spikes, wall jumping, and even a Celeste-like climbing mechanic, so it should be pretty neat. Gravity Heroes is a gravity-defying action platformer, having some cool pixel art and classic arcade-inspired gameplay. While it does look more suited for a local multiplayer title, similar to something like Duck Game, there is a story campaign as well, so there's something for everyone.
This father, old man, is walking through the yard, and his son, dressed up as a Turk, rides in through the gate. Old man just ran, scared, like he saw the devil himself, and the son is chasing him. He yells, "Stop! I am your son!" And old man just lost his wits. He died soon after that. That's how scared he was.
Lord.
Jesus, Mary! It's him! The infamous, the bandit!
There are just two of them. There's a reward.
All right. You have your pistol?
Huh?
You're coming with us. Or we can shoot you right here. No difference to me.
My brothers, you must have mistaken me for someone else.
Hellish Quart is a neat-looking weapon-based fighting game like Bushido Blade, set in the 17th century with a variety of swords, and looks neat if you're at all curious about medieval warfare.
Horatama product. These delightful portable virtual pets are fun for the whole family.
Horatama is a pet simulator like Tamagotchi, but with a horror slant, and looks like it could be interesting.
Consider this friendly critter. He wants to play. Select the right option. Oh, that's not good.
The castle ruptures. True horror is released from inside. It sees you, it sees all. You float upon yourself a never-ending cacophony of terror, an endless nightmare from beyond the LCD veil. The shrieking pixels given physical form will overtake you, tearing flesh from...
The developer of Lemon Cake has quite a signature art style, having previously made Alchemy Story and Bunny Park, with Lemon Cake being in a similar space where you try to restore an abandoned bakery to its former glory. Repair simulator games have gone from car, bus, and even Mars rover repair to fantastical scenarios, case in point being Mech Mechanic Simulator Prologue being another one of these, but at least there's a demo to try. Mutropolis is a neat-looking hand-drawn adventure game which will be of interest to fans of the genre.
Tell me, why do you seek Mutropolis?
I don't. I didn't even believe in it until yesterday.
Yet she calls to you, Henry, head of expeditions.
Just Henry is fine.
Something is hidden on the threshold of the lost city.
It's a dinotorium.
I thought they were just bedtime stories.
These inscriptions, don't you see?
Death lurks in every corner of this blasted landscape.
I saw Total being bundled onto a spaceship.
Thank you, human. Your kindness will be remembered when the machines rise.
Where's Total? Tell me!
I forget. Which one of you is Total?
I just heard there was an accident during excavation. No!
It is just as the old fool said. Destroy the entrance.
So this is Mutropolis.
Is that alcohol?
What?
I've talked about Twitch action titles like Super Hexagon recently when talking about Psycho Cat The Door, with Nerve looking to be in that space as well. Of Ascension is a lo-fi, almost OG Game Boy looking boss rush title where the bosses adapt based on the upgrades that you pick, being somewhat of a reverse of the excellent Overwhelm and is of interest. PUSS is an avoid em up title where you have to dodge and weave between various hazards, getting console ports but be wary of the strobe lighting. S.U.M. Slay Uncool Monsters is a math-based dungeon crawler which may just train up your speed math skills. Shores Unknown is a promising looking turn-based tactics game which is releasing in early access and is one to keep an eye on. Speed Limit is an action title that rapidly switches between genres, simulating an action movie, looking pretty good and is worth a play. Super Red Hot Hero is a 2.5D action platformer inspired by Mario, Super Meat Boy and Mega Man, looking pretty alright and is another one to watch. I like my tycoon games, so of course, TasteMaker Restaurant Simulator got my attention. While certainly not a new concept, I'm always interested in these to see what ideas the developers come up with.
Like it's maintained, untouched by time. The wind and the waves pause for a minute to rest, the calm before the storm.
The Shore is a spooky walking simulator where you explore a mysterious island with its share of eldritch horrors to match.
Right, okay, we're doing this again, are we? All right. From the top, then, from the top. Thomas was alone.
The indie classic Thomas Was Alone captured the hearts and minds of many, myself included, way back in 2012, and gets a Switch port this week, and is a must-play if you love indie games and want to know their history.
Thomas with pure hatred. He seems so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. Thomas led his friends to the creation matrix, the system which generated the worlds up above. He had a plan. They were going to redesign the world. Just a quick flight up to the fountain. Benjamin was sure his father wouldn't mind. The locked doors were a precaution. The spiked walls, a friendly reminder to be aware of his surroundings. The light engulfed Benjamin.
TinyShot is an action platformer title which looks bonkers, being from a Syrian refugee who moved to the Netherlands, and is inspired by Edmund Macmillan's work, so wishing this developer all the best. VideoHole Episode 1 is a very strange and trippy first-person adventure game centered around an ancient power deep below your local video store, so expect all sorts of weird with this. Finally, Void Gore is a vertical shoot-'em-up title from the developer of Project Starship X, which makes it of interest, although only console versions are confirmed at the moment. We move into the top 5 with Learning Factory, a factory builder title about machine learning and cats. If that sounds familiar, it's because this developer did also make the awesome puzzle title While True Do Learn, so I'm curious to see how this translates into a Factorial style title, but certainly for a specific type of person. Nebuchadnezzar did make my list of games that I was looking forward to this month, being a city builder from an isometric perspective and looking very much like the Sierra classic Referral, which is one of my favourite games from my childhood. Rather than ancient Egypt, this is set in ancient Mesopotamia, which is a change, and I wonder how closely this game will be in terms of mechanics. I love how the developer of Rustler Grand Theft Horse made a live action trailer, so enjoy and I'll be back in a bit. I imagine that the pitch meeting for this game went something like, what if GTA but medieval, and the developers just went along with that idea, making it as ridiculous as it can be with cow catapults and police horses, so if you're looking for something like old school GTA, this may be of interest.
You sweat from a baboon's ball.
It's releasing in early access, which is planned for 6 months, with more content to be added, although the core game is supposed to be fully playable, and if I were a betting man, I'll put big bucks on this to be hugely successful.
Stop where you are.
I covered Shattered Tale of the Forgotten King when talking about the best games of the month back in June 2019, and it is finally releasing out of early access. Positive reception so far, with the awesome character designs and world built, with the 1.0 version being the best time to jump in if you have not. And of course, the roguelite Mega Man-like 30XX gets top billing, finally releasing after much hype and anticipation. There are 2 playable characters, procedurally generated levels, items and power-ups each run, but if the roguelite mode is not for you, there is the Mega mode which saves the level layout, with a level select screen being a callback to the Blue Bomber. Love the look, action and concept of this, hopefully refining on their previous title 20XX, making it a no-brainer, taking the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos and I will see you after the jump.